All right, I'll call the meeting to order. Ms. Gore, will you call the roll?
Ms. Conley,
Present.
Dr. Bioff,
Present.
Mr. Benjamin,
Present.
Mr. Dunn, Ms. Barnes,
Present.
Thank you. I'll ask you to stand with me. We will stand for the pledge and remain standing for a moment of silence. I'll ask Miss Burns. Where are you, Miss Burns? There you are. Will you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. All right, first item we have is presentations. Dr. Clark.
Thank you.
Test. Good evening. Welcome. Each month, ACS sponsors the Parent Volunteer Award, and a parent is selected by the administration of each school that has contributed quite a lot of their time and energy into our schools and their programs. So I have Larry Edwards here from IKEA tonight. Thank you, Larry. Not only has IKEA sponsored this recognition for our parents, they've also sponsored a lot of our partnerships and learning experiences for our students at the high school. And we're very grateful for that. They started last year, and Mr. Edwards worked closely with Kim Douglas, our secondary supervisor, to ensure there's alignment into what is taking place at IKEA in the workforce, part of our Future Ready initiative into our programs of study. So our first IKEA recipient is from Arlington High School. I think that's why we have a large group of people. Mr. Gary Smart. You have quite the fan club, Mr. Smart. And you have a great accomplishment and award that they've recently earned, correct? Anything you want to say before I read everything about you?
Sure. All these people you see back here are either band students or what the board knows as boosters, but as we know as band moms and band dads, which equal our band family. And these people can move mountains. They will do anything, anytime, anywhere to support this band. When you put all that together, you win a grand national championship.
Thank you. So now let's recognize you. Arlington High School proudly recognizes Mr. Gary Smart for his exceptional dedication and years of service to the Arlington High School Marching Band. Mr. Smart has been a longtime supporter and an integral part of the band family, devoting countless hours to ensuring the success of our students and program. The marching band holds a special place in the lives of Gary and his wife, Kathy, as both of their sons have shared in the tradition of musical excellence. Their oldest son, Zach, is a gifted musician and continues to shine as a soloist with the University of Memphis Marching Band, while their younger son, Joshua, is a talented French horn player currently enjoying his junior year with the Arlington Band. Over the years, Mr. Smart has done just about every job imaginable behind the scenes to support the young people in the band. In addition to serving as a current Band Booster Club president, he can often be found building props, organizing fundraisers, and even pulling the band trailer to competitions. His tireless work ethic and willingness to help wherever needed exemplify true leadership and commitment. Above all else, Mr. Smart is a friend to everyone he meets and helps make Arlington High School a truly special place. We are deeply grateful for his dedication, generosity, and countless ways he continues to make a difference in the lives of our students. So we have a certificate here for you to recognize this honor. And also, Mr. Edwards here has a $100 gift card to IKEA.
Smooth move.
I know, right?
That's smooth.
What other board member has done that before? Oh, look. I'll just smile now. Yeah, that's right.
Next, we have Mrs. Lisa Power at Arlington Middle School. Lisa? I would like to go ahead, Ms. Powers is not here tonight, so I'd like to go ahead and read about her volunteer experience here at Arlington Middle School. Mrs. Lisa Powers is an outstanding example of what it means to serve with heart, dedication, and community spirit. Her unwavering commitment to ACS has made a lasting impact on students, staff, and families alike. This is not just her first year going above and beyond. She has consistently dedicated her time, energy, and creativity to supporting AMS events, school programs, and PTA initiatives year after year. Whenever there is a need, she steps forward without hesitation. Mrs. Powers goes out of her way to bring joy and encouragement to AMS by partnering with local businesses to provide birthday treats and goodies each month. These thoughtful gestures brighten our days and create a sense of connection and appreciation throughout the building. She helps foster a warm, inclusive environment where everyone feels valued and supported. And her ability to balance volunteerism to our schools while valuing time with her own family makes her even more remarkable. She's deeply dedicated to her children's education while also sharing her time and talents to benefit AES, AMS, and AHS. Her reliability, you want me to go my principal voice? Her reliability, positivity, and genuine care for our students and staff really sets her apart, and she approaches every task with a can-do attitude, enthusiasm, grace, and beautiful smile. Mrs. Powers' service reminds us all of our powerful difference one person can make when they give of themselves with a generous heart. So congratulations to Miss Lisa Powers. Next, we have a duo from Arlington Elementary, Mr. and Mrs. James and Heather Harden. Mr. and Mrs. James and Heather Harden at Arlington Elementary School Administration is delighted to nominate both of them for the IKEA Parent Volunteer Award for their exceptional dedication and creativity as parent volunteers at AES. For a total of 8 years, this dynamic duo has taken the lead in designing and building our AES float for the annual Christmas parade, each year outdoing the last with the creativity and holiday cheer. They generously volunteer their time, talents, and resources to make sure AES shines in their parade, creating a tradition that brings joy to our school and community. AES is incredibly fortunate to have this amazing couple taking the lead in this cherished annual event. It is our sincere pleasure to nominate Mr. and Mrs. Harden for their well-deserved honor. So thank you very much. So here's the certificate. You gotta share the gift card, but I think we know who will have it. Yeah, right. Because what's hers is hers and what's yours is hers, right? That's how it goes. Next, from Donaldson Elementary School, we have Mrs. Diana Stewart. Mrs. Stewart serves as the Vice President of Parental Involvement on the DES PTA and is always eager to help in any way needed. She oversees all room parents, ensuring they are prepared and able to assist with parties and other important tasks throughout the year. To support this, she holds meetings for room parents to clearly communicate expectations. Now, where were you when I had to be a room parent one year at DES? Mrs. Stewart also organizes and helps with events like the Donaldson Dash, a wonderful fundraiser for the school, and thanks to her dedication, we were able to raise a significant amount of money for our school and students. She's also a wonderful and creative decorator who often comes after work to help decorate for various events. This year, she went above and beyond by creating a packet specifically for the Donaldson Dash. The administration at Donaldson is so thankful for Mrs. Stewart and her service to our school and our students. So thank you very much. There's your certificate, and you can get that $100.
Not the same.
Smile, pretty. So this month, the school that is going to highlight a program from their school is at Arlington Middle School, and it is the Podcast Club. And I know Mrs. Burns is a sponsor, and Mrs. Blackburn's here tonight, and also I saw Mr. Reed. Any of your other administrators? Okay, all right.
Hang on, before we go, since all our band parents are going to leave at this point, that's okay, which is fine. That was just incredible. I watched online. I got a chance to watch online and was just absolutely blown. Yeah, come on in here.
Yeah, come back in.
Yeah, come out.
Can't get away that quick.
Just
Yes,
incredible to watch, to watch and listen and just know the time and effort that it takes for your students to do what they do. And I know all the behind the scenes things that you parents do too, but our students were just over the top. And it's just the trajectory of the program, to watch that through the years since I had one some time ago, just to watch the trajectory of the program and to see it all come together. And get to watch it and to watch it in this big NFL stadium, and for you to just own the field at the time was literally just off the chart. And so kudos to you, kudos to your students, kudos to the band, kudos to you parents for all the time and effort that it takes. But excellent work. Proud to just keep retweeting that and sending that out over and over again, and stop dropping my booms on it with all the things. Just absolutely off the chart. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know how to clear a room.
How about that? Not the first time. I'm a preacher. I'm used to it.
Hey, you did good. That was a good accolade. Who else? That was off the cuff too.
It was. I've been watching you. I've been learning from you.
Yeah.
I've seen how
better.
you operate.
Yeah.
Seen how you operate.
I wish I could say that you're not just being polite. I'm
I'll try to do as good as you one day. Yep.
Do all the things.
At least we're able to incorporate.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Incorporation.
Exactly. That's right.
Y'all plan that, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Every
Yep, second of it. Planned well. Yeah, that's right.
I'm learning from
That's the best. Learn. He's teaching us the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we know that's not.
Well,
All
as
right.
we get going, I want to add on to that thank you for the legacy grant, because it's because of that made them be able to go this year and then 2 years ago, and then because of that we're here.
Yeah.
So thank you. It's making a massive impact in the things that we're able to clearly accomplish and do in our schools. So thank you for making that possible for us. Well, I'm so excited to be here today. One of the very first things that we did last year when Miss Blackburn came to Arlington Middle was go, hey, wouldn't it be great if we had a lot of podcasting equipment? And she was a great sport and said yes. And we wrote a legacy grant for not one, because why get one when you can get 6? Fully complete podcasting stations, and you guys were amazing and said, absolutely, go do it. And we went back to AMS and went, okay, now what? So we set up 2 permanent stations in our library media center that stay set up the entire year. They're out just like this, and anybody at any time can come in and use them with training from several teachers that have had it. And then we have 4 that can be checked out or go on a field trip, like the 2 that we brought with us tonight have gone on a field trip. And we have loved using them. So immediately when we got them last year, 2 subjects in particular across our building jumped on board immediately. Social studies began conducting historical chats, and then our ELA department started doing book talks. And in our 8th grade high school course, creative writing and etymology, started having historical moments chats about how things that have affected the English language over time. And what we immediately noticed was that these are magical devices that when you put the headphones on and you get in front of a mic, shy students aren't shy. People that don't want to participate, and you don't have to ask them. People see them and go, I want to do that, I want to try that, and it's contagious and it's exciting. So we spent a year getting to know the equipment in different classes across the building, and over the summer got to share what we've learned so far at the Summer Summit 2025 with districts all across the county. We had 2 completely packed sessions with 48 people in them, just dying to know what did we do, how did we do it. We sent out so many emails afterwards of what we bought, how we're using it, and suggestions, and how it hits the different standards across the content areas. And really started figuring out, okay, what are the next steps for us? And so this year we started a podcasting club, and it is full, 24 students to fill the 6 stations. So we need more. I need to figure out how to do that. But these guys have really blown me away. I'm excited to hear their stories and what we're learning. What we learned quickly was that, oh my gosh, it'd be so much fun to go to our other schools. And Donaldson reached out right away. We went to Donaldson's STEAM night with 3 stations and several of the students here. And we got to speak with community members of all ages and had so much fun. What we started to figure out immediately was, sometimes it's hard to continue that conversation. And that's a really important part of podcasting is communication. Effective communication, and that's what we're learning right now. That part of that is active listening, and not just going through the list of what you have to say, but in a podcast, it's a conversation. It's a back and forth. So I need to actively listen to what you say and respond to that, which is a really important one of the pillars of our graduate, but also hits those speaking and listening standards across the 6th through 8th grade English curriculum. So I think those are some of the surprising unintended consequences of us getting this equipment, that we knew it hit standards, but we really didn't realize how high into the Bloom's taxonomy and the DOK that we'd really be getting into just organically because equipment. Because neat, right? And so that's been awesome. So where are we now? These guys are planning, they've planned, now we're scheduling their very first published pods. We have one that's published today that you can go listen to, and it should be live by tomorrow. It's an interview with military kids, so that was a fun conversation. We'd love for you to go listen to that on Tiger Bites. You can get it anywhere you get podcasts. Some of the stories these guys are working on that they've submitted are Life as an AMS Cheerleader, all about what we love and experience in our club, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and some of the passions and interests that they have as little potters, pod groups. So like things that they're passionate about at home or in school life. And we have been asked to come back to Donaldson. We're going to attend their Donaldson Literacy Night on January 29th. We'd love to see you there, so that's going to be exciting. And we would love to invite you guys to be on the pod. We want to interview you guys and talk to you if you have time in your schedule over the next 4 months. These are some of the dates we have and maybe things that we'll talk about, but I wanted to invite these guys to introduce themselves to you and say something that they are interested in or love about the club so far, and then invite you, because instead of just looking at the equipment, it'd be cool to have that experience too. And so if you're interested, after they introduce themselves, they're going to separate, and if you'd like to see what it's like to put the headphones on and talk in the mic and see what the big deal is, we would love for you just for a moment to see what that's like.
Hi, my name's Kendall. And one thing I've really liked about the podcast club is that you get to listen to what other people, like their stories, and get to know them better as a person and as who they are. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Olivia. One thing that has definitely been like a favorite thing for mine in this club is meeting new people and getting to just know them better on a more personal level in just 45 minutes. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sawyer Thomason, and one thing I love about podcasting is being able to communicate with people and being able to get them to open up about what they know and how they feel about what's going on and everything else. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ava, and one of the things that I just love about Podcast Club is you just get to learn how to communicate with other people and learn new hobbies that they have and stuff that they do outside of school, like their extracurriculars, and just how their life is going and what they do. Thank you.
Love that.
Good job.
Love that.
I know, that's neat.
So we would like to invite you, if you would like to just come and sit for a few minutes and just listen to what it feels like to be a part of that podcast.
Yeah, let's do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's professional.
That's a good idea to do. Because of this right here. Shoulder. So, I'm going to go over you know, this is what we've done traditionally, is we just do roll.
Thank you guys so much for letting us come and share our passion, newfound passions with you guys today. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for letting us come today and share that. Isn't it, there's just something different that happens when you get the headphones on and the microphone. It's a wonderful experience. So I know they're very excited to interact with you guys, and if you have time in your schedule between now and March, when we're still meeting, we would love to have a conversation with you guys and learn a little bit more about the board. I've already had lots of questions being asked of me about what things are like, so I think you might see us around to get some background research.
Okay.
That'd be great.
We love it.
So thank you all so much for your time. I hope
Thank
you have
you.
a
That was
wonderful day.
neat.
Thank you.
Thanks,
That's cool.
guys.
That was
That's
super
very
cool. All right, that was cool.
I know.
Yeah, very cool. Thanks for bringing those.
I wish I could talk like that in real life.
I sounded so much more cool in my head with my own voice in my head.
I got trash can noise.
Did you?
We said somebody's name to test it out.
Scoop.
Scoot? Scott Benjamin?
That would
That'd
belong
be
in the
yours,
trash
yeah.
can. All right, let's move ahead. Do we have any citizens' comments? Ms. Gore? All right, we then will move forward to the approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Dr. Bioc, second by Ms. Conley. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, and the motion carries. We'll move to reports. Chairman's report. I have a few things just to talk about. We just got back from TSBA,
Yep.
which was really cool. I thought it was a great time to be there. I appreciate all of you coming and making time in your schedule to make sure to be there and go. And thankful for you. Obviously, we're there. Dr. Clark as well. Who else was there? Ms. Gore was there. Tyler Hill was
Tyler.
there. Thanks for
Miss
Ms.
Speakman.
I didn't even see you there, Ms. Speakman. What in the world?
She was there.
I heard
She
you were
dipped in,
there.
dipped out.
The rumors, I guess, were true
Yeah.
that you were there.
Yep.
store told you I was there.
This is
I thought I
true.
didn't know about that cookie
This
store.
is true. But it's just really cool to be there with all of you. I appreciate the way that Arlington had a lot of recognition while we were there. One of those was Ms. Gore kind of rolled off of her
President, baby.
president as in her role this past year, and so you're free from those responsibilities now. Are you glad about that? Or are you sad about that? A little of both, yeah. Yeah, well, thanks again. You're serving in a leadership position there, and just thanks for being who you are and what you do. And it's a really cool thing that you got a chance to do that. Dr. Viox, you rolled off of the executive committee with TSBA, and you have served there for a long time, man.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, you served well, and
Thank you.
brought a big spotlight to Arlington last year, where we brought a lot of kids. And so, man, thank you for your service. I said this to him in a text, but I'll say it out loud. You're really the pace setter for this board, man. Thank you. You set out to do things excellent. You set out to be excellent in what you do and how you handle yourself and how you represent Arlington and this board. You're all about Arlington, and I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for the way you've shaped that through the years and your time here, all about ACS, and just very thankful for you.
You're very kind, Mr. Benjamin. I appreciate it. I will also say that you, sir,
Yes.
Mr. Benjamin has twice been nominated for the All Tennessee School Board. Was on both times, nominated and won both times. However, he took it a step further this year. Scott Benjamin was the chairman of the All Tennessee School Board, which comes with, and I'm sure you guys saw the media release, you become the C. Hal Hennard winner, and you are the chairman of the school board, and you are school board member of the year. Yeah. It is truly the highest honor that you can get at TSBA, and to be on that twice is amazing, and then to win it is even better. Just to think in the short period of time that we've been a district, you now have 2 people that have won Tennessee School Board Member of the Year, which it's unheard of. I think the last one was Pickler from in the same district was David Pickler, and before that it was somebody from the 70s. So it's rare air to be here with this gentleman, and he's done a fantastic job. So thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. It is, you don't win things like that without really good people around you. And so that is, this board is fantastic. That's what I wanted to say too, is throughout the years, there's been lots of people that served on this board and served well on this board and done really good work on this board, set a lot of groundwork out, but this board is just absolutely stellar. Thank you for who you are and what you do for our students. I appreciate all those kind of things. It helped us to become a board of distinction, which we didn't actually get recognized for technically. They put it on our ribbon, but they didn't announce it there for whatever reason. I think they were tired of saying Arlington so much. Could have been what it was, but kudos to all of you and us for being a board of distinction. That's a really big deal too. A lot of work goes into doing all those things. So thank you for who you are. It was a good Arlington. Good Arlington few days there. So
may I have one more?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So part of what we do at TSBA that sets the legislative agenda for the year is delegate assembly. Well, the board that Scott and I are on, the TSBA board, we compile all the things that the districts are interested in, and then we go and we vote on them, and then it's presented to delegate assembly. Whereas the membership, the delegates of TSBA get to decide what we pursue. There was a couple of issues at the very end. Some of the discussion, I'm going to say, became spirited. And by that, it became pretty emotional. And I'm going to say, Courtney Barnes stood up, spoke very eloquently to 750 plus school board members, and was able to really kind of calm the room. And we avoided voting for something that the majority of the body didn't want. And so if you think that's an easy thing to do, Craig, you've never been in delegate assembly. It gets pretty spicy. I think Abby was there the year before. Did it get spicy? Got a little spicy. And so Courtney was able to get up and calm the room in the way that she does. And I was a very proud dad moment for me. So
He's giving me too much credit. Really.
not true. Not true.
No.
Yeah, she crafted her. I was watching her craft her statement on her phone as she was getting ready to go up and speak, and I'm like, "What's she doing over there?" But then she got up and said it, and I'm like, "Okay, girl."
Gotta think that through.
It was really good.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So it was a great
And
time.
I only did it because Dale made me. For the record, that was not my choice. We got there and he said, "Oh, you're gonna need to speak." I said, "No." And so
I think she thought I was kidding.
I did think you were kidding.
Yeah, that was great. That's it was a great time. Congratulations, board, on board of distinction. That's a really big deal, and just the recognition that we received was just a big deal. That concludes my report, Superintendent.
Okay. So I always like to share with you by pictures some of the great accomplishments that are taking place in this school district. And as we know, the band, they showed out tonight.
Yeah.
They showed up, and they earned that Class AA grand. And there were 108 bands that were part of this competition, and only 32 made it to semifinals. And so not only were they first in the class, they were named Best Music, Best Visuals, Best General Effects. So kudos again to them for their accomplishments. And all of these events, you can really clearly see that it aligns with our portrait of an ACS graduate. Communicate effectively, collaborate intentionally, cultivate creativity, be resilient. We know they've had to be resilient throughout their whole process of preparing for this, because I'll be leaving the high school watching a volleyball game, and then here's the band coming across the fields, and it's like 9:30 at night, and they've been out there since school dismissal, so it's amazing. So, and lead with empathy, and we know they're doing it in all those aspects in all of our programs. And then we have what we just talked about, Mr. Scott Benjamin. Only 43 people have earned that recognition, so we're very proud of him. And then we had Board of Distinction for the first time. And then kind of a collage of different programs taking place and events that have taken place throughout our district in the past month. These are just a few of the highlights. Something that's just really been cool. Yesterday and today, we had the collaboration of planning of Principal Davis, Principal Manley, and Principal Hawkins. And so they have planned this whole trip where our 4th grade students go to the high school and they visit the different careers. They visited the machinery, the STEM, the cybersecurity. They went through all those different programs. And what was so neat, you know, they even, you know, cater to the little people, because you walk in the door and there's little footprints leading the way. And in each one of those, it wasn't our teachers leading that at the high school. It was our students, our high school students. They presented to the young learners here in this district and showcased their program. And then there was always a hands-on activity that connected with that program. So they went through our health occupation. They went through a lot of those different programs, because our goal is we're planning for that future. We want to keep our young learners in our district. And I'll be talking about that here shortly, about our predictive analytics. And we want to ignite that. We don't want to just start in their 8th grade year. We want to start with our young learners. We want to showcase what we have to offer at the high school, keep them with us in this district, and prepare them for their future. The drone soccer, I visited that club meeting. That was really cool. I had Cooper. He taught me how to fly the drone through the little hoop, and then also they had this little, that's been supported by the Legacy Grant, this large soccer type game. I mean, I couldn't tell you. Thank goodness Mr. Hinton, that works underneath Mr. Overby, was there to help us with that as well. So that's a neat activity and club that has started there, and I know it's going to transfer over to AES. And then we had our 5th grade students at Arlington Elementary. They went to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. And that's Future Ready Initiative, also supported by our Legacy Grant because of the transportation, the cost there. So we were very pleased to see that. And then STEAM Night has been mentioned already, but Miss Manley and her team, they did an excellent job. They added the community aspect to that STEAM Night, and it was awesome. We had our first signing of the year, Harrison Polina, for baseball, and then we had our cross country. We had our All West at AMS and AHS, and then we had 2 great veterans programs, one at AMS and one at DES, and our guest speakers were parents that are service, so we appreciate that. And then before I start with my presentation, I'm going to go through the executive staff to see if they have any reports tonight. Let's see, Mr. Hill? No. Oh.
Oh.
Part of the next one, right?
Okay.
That's sort of cryptic there, Mr. Hill.
Mr. Goforth? Miss Beekman? Miss Walker? Miss Sappensley, she is at TASBO this week, so she will not, the Tennessee conference, so she will not have a report since she's not here tonight.
Okay, good evening. I'll give you an HR update. Staffing, we are real close to filling our special ed co-teach position at the high school, and we now have an opening at Arlington Elementary School for a counselor position due to a family relocating. And then we are working to fill the 2 nutrition spots, one at the middle school and one at the high school. So we're getting there. Attendance rate is now at 95%, and our substitute fill rate did take a dip. We had some sickness, but that's at 88%. And today I onboarded 4 new subs, and by the end of the week, hoping for 4 more to come on. So that's getting there. And after that, we should have about 95 subs. So that'll be good. And then the final thing is our annual retirement meeting for our employees is going to be December 9th at 4:30. So you're welcome to join. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see, going down the roll. Mr. Fineff?
No report.
Okay. Ms. Douglas? I think we've covered all. Also, I do want to mention, they are securing some referees for the basketball game tonight, the first home game at Arlington High School. So we might be able to make that tonight if we choose to do so. And the new projection system there that announces our players will be spotlighted tonight.
good. What time
So
is
you
that?
might want to
All
come
right,
to the
what time's
beginning.
that tip off?
I don't know, Mr. Davis. They're securing referees, right?
The game was in order, but it wasn't assigned, but we have some refs on the way, so the signer didn't assign.
Hey, if they don't make it there, Dale and I'll get out
I
there and blow
got
that
this
whistle.
Blow that whistle.
Hey, no bias at all.
Right here.
No bias, I promise.
Call everything our way.
That's right.
That's what I mean by no bias.
So
He didn't
you,
say.
What time, sorry, what
it
time
usually
tip off?
It was
starts,
supposed to start at 6. I'll maybe you'll keep me updated. I'll let you know. So it's gonna be after, but so it hadn't started yet.
Okay.
so we may be able to make it
Yeah.
for the beginning.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So you have heard me mention throughout the past few months about the Power School Predictive Analytics, because this was something that I thought we needed to really research and invest in and consider the benefit that we could gain as a district. And I'm going to share the Enrollment Insights report for this, and it's using our data to make those growth projections, and that is what we need. And I did let the mayor know, Mayor Wisman, I know he had a previous commitment. Vice Mayor Harry McKee is here tonight, along with Alderman Jeremy Biggs, because with this data that we pull, it does depend on our town and the growth of our town. So I felt like this would be a good time to share how we're utilizing the data, because together it is something that will impact both of us in the future. So I appreciate you being able to come and attend tonight. Why this work matters. So as a former high school math teacher, a mathematician, when I came into HR, the way we did it, it's worked. It's been great. But it just bothered me because it was just kind of taking it to chance. It's an educated guess. We would just take 2% based on the roll-up numbers. And I'm thinking, okay, so how long can we depend on this to know? And the problem is you can't project the future. So that went against what I learned when I took stats in college. And I explored some options, and there was this Power School offered a predictive analytics. And Mr. Hill, as part of his responsibilities of planning, we have worked on this. We've looked at it, reviewed it, analyzed it, worked with Power School in providing that information they need, and they do a lot of the research as well. What I felt that was good about this is we know our landscape's changing. We can look in our community. We know there's a lot of businesses coming into our community. There's some changes that are taking place. Our town has reported on that in their presentations. And then we have our Lakeland High students that have left us. Now, there are several major residential and multifamily developments on the horizon, and I'll mention that here later in the presentation. So what does this analytics give us? It gives us clarity, because it pulls apart our Arlington, our trends, our housing projections, as well as our student movement patterns. And we will know that based on our own data that we have in PowerSchool, and it helps us look in our future. So when we look at how this impacts a lot of what we're doing, you look at enrollment. We all know our enrollment is tied to funding. Our students, we get funding from the state as well as our local county for our number of students. So what that helps us do is what kind of opportunities can we offer our students and what type of resources. That's your staffing, your resources, as well as your programming. And I talked about the programming at the high school. Our smart growth, so we were just going year to year to year. What this does is this allows us to project out 10 years. And you will see the data and how this projects out 10 years to answer the question, do we need to be prepared to build another school? What do we need to be prepared for based on now as well as the residential developments that are planning to take place? It also helps us with an accurate budget. And I'll talk about this in a minute about which type of projections we use when it comes to budgeting. But these projections help us with our needs of teachers, support staff that's required, as well as our type of resources that we'll need to provide students with our excellent education. So when we look at predictive analytics and how does that work, we're looking at, it combines our current school data, that's what's in PowerSchool right now, our historical enrollment, and I will highlight that when I talk about two factors of the analytics, talking about the kindergarten, the elementary enrollment, our cohort patterns. Those cohort patterns are from your elementary to your middle.
Say it again, Dr. Ball.
Cohort.
Say it again.
Scott Benjamin, I said cohort. That's those major transitions. So, you know, we've all heard, especially as educators and in the town leaders, is that when students move from elementary to middle school, sometimes we lose students. We've been quite sustaining that, and we're proud of that. And then from middle to high school, we have seen that over the years. So what this allows PowerSchool to do is analyze those cohort patterns so that we can really look at data that we can rely upon. And then this is the part where the town comes in, new and existing housing developments in the town of Arlington. So that PowerSchool reaches out to the planning commissions at our local town of Arlington and finds out each year what permits have been pulled, what's the status on those plans, are they starting to build, how will that impact us? Then combined, it becomes a data-driven projection. It just isn't guesswork, it's actually scientific proven projections that we can use. Two things over there to the right, I mentioned factor of analytics is your kindergarten is a key for your predicting future enrollment. And then also I'm going to talk about the conservative and the moderate models because they give us two types of projections. They give us a conservative projection and a moderate projection. So I'll mention how we utilize those.
Dr. Clark, can I ask a question? Is this a start from now thing, or are we able to go back, say, 5 or 10 years and enter all that data so it gets a better predictive model for us?
I know they went back 3 years because they did do it for our kindergarten students, and that's what I'm going to mention to you about doing that, what percentage is that. I don't know how far back. I'll go back and I'll look and make sure I answer your question on that, but I know that they did look at 3 years back. Tyler, did you?
2022.
Okay, all right. So, and in that, so you think about birth rates, so predicting that future enrollment, birth rates are not a matter for therefore more of big populations like cities and states, but not so much for smaller populations like a school district, because families move in and out, and just because they're born in Arlington doesn't mean they're automatically going to, be with us in the district and 5 years later. So the predictive analytics, they take actual recent kindergarten enrollment numbers and residential rate assumptions to predict the future growth. And so you'll see down here, how are we stable? Well, we're stable because our kindergarten is basically the same as it was 3 years ago. And I always look at that because the elementary principals know they're always, Dr. Clark, they all come at the last minute. Are you sure we got enough teachers? Yeah. So I'd go back and I would show Miss Hawkins and Miss Manley. I said, in the spring you had this many, and in the fall you had that many, and that's the growth you had from your elementary. So do you think this year's going to be any different than the previous years? And they'd say no. And we always come out really well, but I understand that. Mm-hmm. Those little people need a whole lot of attention, so you don't want those class sizes to be large. With our K through 5, we're at 98% is what our historical is based on for our K through 5. Or I'm sorry, 100% for our K through 5 and 98% for our kindergarten. Mm-hmm. So we're pretty stable on that. Then next, the 2 models. We have a conservative versus a moderate. And the conservative, we're going to use for our budget purposes, and I'll share that with you. And our moderate is more of your facilities planning. Now, what this does is, and you'll see this in the next few slides later, it gives us a 10-year forecast of where we're going to be and projected based on what they pulled on our current enrollment and what our residential plans are for right now. Now, they are going to do this every single year. So when they do that, they'll go back to the town, do the residential research, and factor all those different components in there as well. So then, if you break it down, Arlington, like in study blocks, and I'll show a map here, which are just small neighborhood-sized sections of the town. So it actually analyzes the growth by house, street by street, and then it builds an enrollment prediction, one neighborhood or development at a time. And I'll show you a map of that here. So where are we now? So you're going to hear me share with you a lot, and even you're going to hear that in the next few weeks when I meet with you individually and we start looking at what we're doing right now and our goals as well as our budget is stabilize, because that's where we're at. We're at a point now we need to stabilize. And that is a lot because Lakeland is fully built out. So now we have finally come to a point that this is going to be our enrollment numbers and where are we going to be with that, and we won't be having large groups of students go to another district like we have experienced. Now these numbers, just to note, these numbers that I have shown here, they do not include preschool. Now they did give us numbers on preschool, but I did not include the preschool because our preschool, we received no funding at this time. It's only been a grant, and that grant's around $200,000. It cost us $1 million to run our preschool programs. We have 70 students in our preschool programs, and that's a combination of both schools. Benefit of that pre-K program is for our employees. Our employees have benefited off of having that pre-K program, and more importantly, for our residential students in pre-K, it's acclimating a lot of our students to the future that they will have in our elementary schools. So our current enrollment is at 4,221. The conservative report that they gave us for 2025, this school year, they gave us a report, Power School did, and the conservative report was under 69. You'll see under projected by 69 at 4,152. The moderate report puts us projected under by 7. So that shows you we're staying with a moderate report and not a conservative. And that's good considering that we did lose quite a few students to the Lakeland built out. And you will see that since the fall of 2022, as we've lost students to Lakeland, you will see how that has declined each year. So next, looking at the 2026-27 predictions. Now, if you look our current enrollment is at 4,221. The conservative report, that's for next school year, says that there's going to be a decrease of 32. The moderate report says an increase of 30. So it's where will we be there? We're kind of in that middle spot there. So there's a great chance we could increase by 30 because we've been steady each year in increasing our students. The graph will show you over there that from the fall of 2026 at 4,251 students, projecting that to the fall of 2035, where it'll be. You'll notice that 28, 29, and 30, the years 2028, 2029, and 2030 are our peak growth. And I'll show you in a minute what will be contributing based on the residential research of now and our current numbers, why that will be our peak growth. This is a report they have provided us, the 2026 moderate. It's of the entire community, Arlington Schools community. And you will notice in that peak growth of 2028, 2029, and 2030, that's our peak. And you'll see that small percentage of a decline there in our enrollment, what is projected. The growth factor, housing of development. About 1,550 new residential units are projected to be occupied by 2034. It's expected to generate 142 new students, where the peak growth will be in that 3-year period. And our largest projected contributors, and this is of right now, you have the Hawthorne up to 249 students by 2035. The phase 1 construction plans have been approved. That was approved in August. Villages at White Oak up to 170 students, and then Providence Place up to 88 students. That construction permits have been filed in October, just here recently, on 94 units. Here's the map that I've been mentioning earlier, and you will see those developments that I just highlighted, and it shows the number of students. One thing is in some of those we're looking at some of the apartment type complexes that will be within those. And one thing is, it helps parents send students in our district because the cost of housing is so expensive. Mm-hmm. So the apartment gives a more affordable option if that's their goal to become in our district. Mm-hmm. So there. And Hawthorne and Providence Place, they're zoned in Donaldson Elementary School, and White Oaks is zoned in Arlington Elementary School. Now, what you'll notice here on this side of the interstate where we're at, you know, what could change all of this, and I know the town has spoke about this several times, is the sewer. We don't have sewer that runs under I-40. So if this land is ever open for residential and development, our long-term enrollment projections could change tremendously.
Can I just ask a question about that? Is there, and if you don't mind me asking you guys, is there any movement towards sewer, or I hadn't come to the town meetings to know anything about that? I'm sure y'all, I know you were talking about it, but what's that look like, or anything at all like that?
You know, they're doing a study now, what it would be up to the interstate, what it would be to go under the interstate. Of course, going under the interstate is going to be very, very expensive. Sure. And also we're looking at larger developments, commercial, that may want to tie in with us on it. Right. Because you got to pay for the sewer. You got one option, 3 options. It's going to be the town pays for it. It's going to be the big developer pays for it, or we're going to do it as a joint. Right. Yeah. But it's, you know, it's coming. It's just moving kind of slow. But there is a study being done now because their land has to be purchased, and you know, you got to go pretty deep to go under the interstate.
So the reality is, we're probably looking 10 years-ish, 8 to 10 years. But, oh, you don't think it'll be that long before it actually happens? Okay,
I say within the 3.
okay.
1 to 5, how's that?
Yeah, there you go. It's fair enough.
To your
It
point,
won't
though,
be
they'll still
one.
have to build.
Yeah, then once sewer gets under, then you gotta do the development process, but sewer getting under, you
They'll
think?
tie in from there, wherever it ends up, whether, if the town does it or whether somebody else does it, if it goes to the interstate, the developers could go under the interstate,
Yeah,
or it could be developers tying into right where it is now. It's just it's a negotiating point, really.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I appreciate that, thank you.
You got something to add? No, you did great.
So that's the purpose of Power School. When they do that predictive analytics each year, they're going to look at our current numbers, they're going to look at historical, and then they'll pull the current residential research, and then they'll see what the developments are. Those type of changes can make that projection 10 years out change.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the school capacity outlook, I know that's always a question. So using today's conservative capacity numbers, AMS and DES briefly exceed capacity, but only for a few years, and AES and AHS remain well within that. Now, something to note there is the conservative figures are not based on actual capacity that we have in there. We're just in a very comfortable spot, and we get used to space. It's like a home. The more space you have, the more you're going to use, and then you think you need more and more. And so DES is projected, as of right now, they would be a max of 31 students over. Their current enrollment is 783 minus the pre-K students. And then AMS exceeds capacity, that time period there, with a maximum of 41 students. Well, right now they're at 1,000. I put 1,300 in there, so we're good. We can handle it. AES never exceeds capacity, and Arlington High School, we know Arlington High School can handle over 2,000 students, but what do we want it to have for capacity of the programs we have today? Because some of those programs, like your machining, has now taken up 2 large classrooms. So our programmatic needs have changed over the years, putting it at no more 1,900 students that we would want in Arlington High School to meet those programmatic needs that we have built there. So based on the current models, there's no indication ACS will need to build a new school within the next decade. I know that's been a question. Current facilities we have are supported projected growth, and ongoing annual monitoring is the responsible pathway moving forward that we want to use. One item is our non-resident enrollment. I thought this was important to point out. This is where families who are not zoned for ACS choose to come to our district. Now, they have to apply and they have to meet expectations. There is a rigorous enrollment criteria, and I think some of you've heard about that because there's set the bar there. And this will help sustain our non-enrollment. What that does is it helps sustain those academic programs that we have built and we have funded through grants and a lot of other funding sources. And our extracurricular programs, we just saw the band tonight. We lost some students to Lakeland because Lakeland has their own band program, but we are sustaining quite well. And that's what we want to do with all of our programs like that. And it adds value to our schools when we can have those programs. So just to show you how do the non-residents impact us, without non-residents, we're projected in the 2026 enrollment drops would be from 4251 to 3024. That's a loss of 1,200 students. So as I shared with you, we all know enrollment is connected to money, funding. And if you look at that, that's a loss of $8.7 million. So that also would impact your course offerings and extracurricular offerings. So essentially, when you're looking at your non-residents, they have to meet that criteria that our resident students are here with us, and it benefits all students. it benefits our residential students to have that because of the funding and the programs that we can offer with the numbers. And over there to the right, you'll see that TISA provides a base allocation of $7,294, and this amount increases with our high school students because our programs at the high school, as they matriculate up through their junior and senior year, we receive additional funding per students, and health occupation is one of those programs that receives that higher funding source. So that's my presentation on predictive analytics. Do we have any additional questions or anything?
I'm glad you're using that rather than just the educated guess, you know. I mean, there is some, you know, variations obviously in this, but I'm really glad that you've chosen to use this tool to give at least some framework around what could happen in the future. So I'm glad that's
I think it'll help us definitely for our budgeting purposes. I know that's something we've been able to do with our ESSER funds and a lot of other funds and repurposing is build a lot of developments which will benefit all of our students. So now we're looking at that, stabilizing that point with our enrollment as well as in what we're doing in our projects on our campuses.
Yeah, that's good.
I think this sounds really good.
I was pleased, and Tyler and I, we've analyzed it. Anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Hill?
It's a lot of data. I mean, what's good about the program is that you can really get very granular with it. That really comes into play when it comes to the residential developments on the horizon. So you take Hawthorne for an example, which is a really big development. That's the largest development currently in Arlington, at least when they look at the projection side of it. That would bring in the largest majority of students during those peak years, that 28 to 2030. About 258 students at that peak per year would be coming out of that Hawthorne development. And so when you dive into those numbers, obviously that affects Donaldson where it is. But it gets granular in the sense because they go back to the town every year to say, where is this project? Okay, oh, maybe Hawthorne gets delayed. Well, they push that peak of students out even further. Mm-hmm. And so that's the really important part of them going back year after year is because they're keeping up with, you know, where this project is in its infancy. So like right now, Providence Place, which is the project behind Kroger, that will be the next big project in Arlington where most of the students, new students, will be coming from in ACS because that's up to 88 students per year at the peak of Providence. So I would just say that's the best thing about the program is that you really can get granular. And when you mention street by street, you can literally go by street and it's going to assign a number of how many students could potentially come from this development on ABC Street. So
That's good.
Okay, if there's not any more questions, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Clark. We'll move to
Thank
the
you.
legislative report, I guess which we will have no report. That's Jonathan, unless he left that with anybody.
He did not.
Okay.
Nope.
We will move on to our student school board member report. Just kidding.
She was like, wait,
She
what?
got really nervous. She was like, what?
She's like, no report.
Exactly.
Okay, girl, come on.
I love it.
What you want to say to us tonight?
We did have the fourth graders come yesterday and stay, and I think that was really, really great for them to be able to see.
Yeah.
I'm 2 minutes on for you. Yes, sir, I got you. To see the different programs through AHS, and like you said, it was all led by the high school students, and it was really hands-on for them. A lot of the feedback that the fourth graders told me is they cannot wait to kind of join AHS, and that they are a little disappointed that they have to stop at the middle school first, but
They won't be disappointed
no,
when
they will
get
not
there.
be disappointed when they get there. But yeah, I thought it was a really great opportunity for them to see the different programs that they have and to kind of start planning what they're interested in now, what career path they might want to go into the future while they're only in fourth grade. It was really cool. And I got to see some of the stuff that the other Arlington students are really interested in, the other passions that the AHS students have that I don't necessarily get myself involved with. And I thought it was really amazing just kind of seeing the different aspects to which AHS students like to apply themselves.
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
Awesome.
That's
Thank
That's
you.
great.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Very cool. All right, we'll move to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
A motion by Dr. Biak, second by Ms. Conley. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passes. We'll move forward to business recommended action items. 8A, Dr. Clark.
So I am requesting approval by the Board of the Textbook Adoption Committee for grades 9 through 12, Lifetime Wellness, Advanced Manufacturing, and Information Technology. That's in alignment with policy 4.401.
Okay, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Do I have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Barnes,
Second.
second by Dr. Biak. Any discussion or questions about this? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passes. 8B, Dr. Clark.
Okay, I'm requesting approval for the purchase of DDC material for Arlington Elementary School's EcoStructure hardware refresh and modernization energy management upgrade from Mechanical Automated Control Systems, Inc. in the amount of $103,495.
All right, you've heard the superintendent's recommendation. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Motion by Dr. Biak, second by Ms. Conley. Any discussion? Yes, Dr. Clark?
I would like to, so that you know, I feel like it's important that you know what you approve more beyond just here, is that what this is, you'll recall in our last month's report that we were installing at Donaldson Elementary this AION, am I saying that correctly? And what that does, it allows us to do more monitoring remotely, especially in terms of the humidity. So in order for us to get this a bargain price here, there was going to be a price increase December the 7th on the materials. This just approves for us to go ahead and purchase the materials before December the 7th. So I think we saved 7%, if I'm not mistaken, on these materials. So we'll have the materials, and then at spring break, we'll do the installation of it. So we'll have the labor fee there.
Yeah.
But just want to let you know that.
Save a little $7,000 or so.
Yeah,
That's
good
really
job.
good. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Save every little penny you can.
There you go, exactly. Thank you for that. All right, any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it, the motion passes. All right, thanks for being here tonight. You're adjourned.